Now let me give you an example of such treachery and deceit and fraud when it comes to transmitting information. Have a listen.
Unanimously in agreement in regards to the Khilafah having to be established. Al-Qadi Iyad, Al-Mawardi, Shaykh al-Islam ibn Taymiyyah.
A few moments later.
Mawardi is from Ahlul Batil, Ahlul Bid'ah. He's from the Asha'ira, he's from the Mutakallimin. And for us to leave Ibn Taymiyyah alone and say we're not going to take Ibn Taymiyyah, we're going to take Mawardi, wallahi fihi nadhar.
So as you heard, okay, in the introduction of his discussion, okay, he mentioned about the concept of Khilafah and who mentioned it. Now, as you can appreciate that when you're mentioning names, you're going to present names that are for you, okay? And you hold them in high esteem. You're not going to quote anyone of misguidance to support your case, especially when you're debating your Muslim interlocutor. And then later on in the debate, when his Muslim interlocutor used the same scholar to support his view, all of a sudden he's an innovator, he's from Ahlul Batil, he's a Mubtadi'ah, he's from the Asha'ira. But when you use him in your introductory speech, so there's one example.
The Muslims.
The name you mentioned, Al-Mawardi.
Yeah.
You previously mentioned him before as well, and you've used him in favor of your arguments. It feels like whenever he's with you, you've used him and you've quoted him before. Then there are times where other people quote him, and you say he's from Ahlul Batil, he's from the Asha'ira, he's from the Mutakallimin. How can he be used as an evidence? What's with the contradiction?
What shocks me is that when a person doesn't know the way of reading books and benefiting from people and taking their works and their statements, if you don't know this tariqah and you've just ripped a page out of a book, then of course that's how you're going to see it. Like when you study with the ulama, you learn the tariqah of how to deal with people like Mawardi and others. For example, Mawardi, I never take him when he goes against Ahlul Sunnah in a mas'ala. If he stands alone in an issue, he's an innovator and he has innovative beliefs. I don't take his statement in line with, in opposition to Ahlul Sunnah wal Jama'ah. Hence, that's why I say to people, don't take his statement. Why are you going to take his statement in contrary to the statement of a great Imam such as Shaykh al-Islam Taymiyyah or someone else? Like if Imam Mawardi is in line with the Muslims and he's in line with Ahlul Sunnah wal Jama'ah and he mentions what they mentioned, then inshallah ta'ala we mention him كغيره, like other than him, the way we mention them. And this is a side point, okay, as a side point. I came across Tajuddin al-Subki in the 5th volume, page 270 in his Kitab Tawaqat al-Shafi'iyyah al-Kubra. He brings a statement of Ibn Salah regarding al-Mawardi. He says that Mawardi had al-Mawardi. This is the statement, word for word I'm going to mention. Ibn Salah says, هذا الماوردي عفى الله عنه, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive him, يتهم بالاعتزال. He's suspected to have the belief of the Mu'tazila. وقد كنت لا أتحقق ذلك عليه. And he said, I actually didn't, I couldn't get to the bottom of this. I didn't know really. وأتأول له وأعتذر عنه. I used to make excuses for him. Ibn Salah is saying this. Subki is transmitting, Tajuddin al-Subki is transmitting the statement of Ibn Salah. Okay? So I used to make interpretations for him. وأعتذر عنه في كونه يورد في تفسيره في الآيات التي يختلف فيها أهل التفسير تفسير أهل السنة وتفسير المعتزلة غير معترض لبيان ما هو الحق منها. He brings in his tafsir book, Al-Mawardi, tafasir of the Mu'tazila and Ahl al-Sunnah. I make excuses for him because he doesn't mention who's right, who's wrong. He doesn't. وأقول, I say to myself, لعل قصده, the reason why he's doing this, he's mentioned all of them, is إرادة كل ما قيل من حق أو باطل. He's trying to bring everything that's said in the matter, whether it be the truth or falsehood. Until he said, حتى وجدته يختار في بعض المواضع. Ibn Salah said, until I found him in some places of his tafsir, he chooses قول المعتزلة وما بنوه على أصولهم الفاسدة, and things that are based on their false principles. And he's taking statements of theirs that's based on their false principles. وتفسير عظيم الضرر. His tafsir is very harmful. لكون مشحونا بتأويلات أهل الباطل, because it's filled up with the interpretations and the understanding of the people of falsehood. تلبيسا وتدسيسا على وجه لا يفطن له غير أهل العلم والتحقيق. A way he does it is a way that no one can really see it other than the people of knowledge and تحقيق. مع أنه تأليف رجل لا يتظاهر بالانتساب إلى المعتزلة. Even though Mawardi doesn't come out openly and say I'm a Mu'tazili, بل يجتهد في كتمان موافقتهم. He tries to hide as much as he can from showing the people his agreement with them. فيما هو له فيه موافق ثم هو ليس معتزليا. Ibn Salah said, to be fair, he's not a mu'tazili مطلقا unrestrictedly. فإنه لا يوافقهم في جميع أصولهم مثل خلق القرآن, because he doesn't agree with them in all of their issues, such as the issue of the Quran being created. He doesn't agree with them on that issue. This is a testimony from two people who agree with him in madhab. Mawardi is a Shafi'i.
Okay.
Ibn Salah is a Shafi'i. And Tajuddin al-Subki is a Shafi'i. And they're both, Tajuddin al-Subki, when he brings a statement, he's agreeing with Ibn Salah. Okay? Go to the kitab Tajuddin al-Subki. I mentioned his Tabaqat al-Shafi'iyyat al-Kubra, and also the kitab Sir A'lam Nubala by Imam al-Dhahabi. If you go to the 18th volume, page 67. Yeah. So, I know what I was saying about Ibn Mawardi, and I read his life and I know his biography very well. I take his statement when he brings the ijma' of the ulama, which I'm going to show you he's not the only one who brought ijma' in this mas'ala. So I'm going to say, okay, jazakallah khairan, we take it from you, because the truth is a lost property of the believer. Like, if he mentions a qawl مخالف لأهل السنة والجماعة, we're going to say Mawardi is min ahli al-batil. We don't take what he has to say.
Yeah, it's kind of like, I suppose someone could say that, we don't, the issue of stealing or stealing or robbing someone's property, stealing of someone's property. Say even the kuffar believe this is wrong. Even they believe this is wrong. You'd use them like in something like that. But then when someone says, "Oh, the kuffar believe that Allah doesn't exist,"
don't quote me on this. Like in Khalq Af'al al-Ibad, I read this many years back. Khalq Af'al al-Ibad, and I saw Shaykh al-Islam Taymiyyah do it in his kitab Majmu' al-Fatawa, when he talks about Allah being above his throne. Again, don't quote me. It might not be in Khalq Af'al al-Ibad, but I think it was there. Bukhari rahimahullah, or Shaykh al-Islam Ibn Taymiyyah, I came across in many places in his Majmu' al-Fatawa, that they say Allah is above his throne, right? They prove Allah being above his throne.
Yeah.
And they say that no one rejected Allah being above his throne except the Jahmiyyah. Even the Christians and the Jews don't.
Yeah. And then someone else might say the Christian Jews don't believe in Islam. They'll say, they're from Ahlul Kufr. Like, yeah.
How are you going to use them?
Yeah, okay.
So Mawardi here is transmitting an ijma' that appointing a leader and a sultan, he's mentioning his statement. He's bringing an ijma'. That's why he said, وَعَقْدُهَا لِمَنْ يَقُومُ بِهَا فِي الْأُمَّةِ وَاجِبٌ بِالْإِجْمَاعِ. He's not the only person who brought the ijma'. Ibn Hazm did as well. Ibn Hazm, he said, اتفق أهل السنة وجميع المرجئة وجميع الشيعة وجميع الخوارج على وجوب الإمامة وأن الأمة واجب عليها الانقياد لإمام عادل يقيم فيهم أحكام الله ويسوس بأحكام الشريعة التي أتى بها رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم حاشا النجدات من الخوارج فإنهم قالوا لا يلزم الناس فرض الإمامة وإنما عليهم أن يتعاطوا الحق بينهم. So Ibn Hazm here, the point I want from him right now, because I'm going to come to Ibn Hazm and his views, but what I want from here right now is his statement, اتفق جميع أهل السنة وأهل السنة, all of them agree, وجميع المرجئة, and all of the murji'ah agree, وجميع الشيعة, all of the Shia, وجميع الخوارج, all of them, على وجوب الإمامة, that it's obligatory for us to appoint a leader. So this issue is not, Mawardi will just mention him. We're mentioning the Khawarij here.
Yeah, Ibn Hazm is mentioning.
We're mentioning the Murji'ah here. So it's a matter everyone agrees.